Ever wondered if you could use your sleek Monzo card in the vibrant markets of Lagos or the bustling streets of Abuja? That's the question we're tackling today. Does Monzo work in Nigeria? It's a question I've seen pop up in comments, forums, and travel groups, and the answer isn't as straightforward as you might think. So, if you're a Monzo user planning a trip to Nigeria, or a Nigerian resident curious about this popular digital bank, you've come to the right place. Let's be real, Monzo has revolutionized banking for many, especially in the UK. Its user-friendly app, instant notifications, and colorful card have made it a favorite for travelers and everyday spenders alike. But international use is where things get interesting, and Nigeria presents a unique set of circumstances. First, let's talk about what Monzo officially says. Monzo markets itself as a great travel companion, and their website and app do have information about using your card abroad. They generally don't charge you for using your card in foreign countries, and they use the MasterCard exchange rate, which is usually quite competitive. Sounds perfect, right? Well, not quite. The catch, and it's a significant one, is that while you can technically use your Monzo card in Nigeria anywhere that accepts MasterCard, the practical reality can be a bit more complicated. Nigeria's financial landscape is unique. While card payments are becoming more common, cash is still king in many places, especially smaller businesses, markets, and even some restaurants. So, even if a place theoretically accepts MasterCard, they might prefer cash, or their card machine might be temporarily out of service. This is a common experience even for cards issued by Nigerian banks. So, while your Monzo card might work in a large supermarket or a fancy hotel in a major city, you'll likely run into situations where it's simply not accepted. Think about it. Can you pay for a taxi with your Monzo card? Probably not. What about that delicious street food you've been eyeing? Almost certainly cash only. This reliance on cash isn't just a quirk of Nigerian culture, it's also tied to the infrastructure. Power outages can be frequent, and internet connectivity can be unreliable, both of which can disrupt electronic transactions. So, even if a business wants to accept cards, they might not be able to consistently. Now, let's talk about ATMs. Can you withdraw cash with your Monzo card in Nigeria? Yes, you can, at ATMs that accept MasterCard. However, this comes with a few caveats. First, you'll need to check Monzo's fee policy for international ATM withdrawals. They usually have a limit on free withdrawals within a certain period, and after that, they'll charge you a fee. Second, Nigerian banks themselves might also charge a fee for using their ATMs, regardless of what card you're using. This is a common practice in many countries, but it can be a surprise if you're not expecting it. These fees can vary, so it's worth doing some research beforehand. Third, and perhaps most importantly, security is a major concern. While Monzo has excellent security features, using ATMs in unfamiliar locations always carries a risk. It's wise to stick to ATMs in well-lit, secure areas, like inside banks or shopping malls, and to be vigilant about your surroundings. So, what's the bottom line? Can you rely on Monzo in Nigeria? The short answer is no, not entirely. While your Monzo card might work in some places, it's not a reliable primary payment method. You'll definitely need to have Nigerian naira on hand for most transactions. Think of your Monzo card as a backup, a convenient way to access cash in emergencies or to pay for larger purchases in places that do accept cards. Don't rely on it for your day-to-day expenses. Now, let's address some common questions. Can I use Monzo to send money to Nigeria? Unfortunately, no. Monzo doesn't currently offer international money transfers to Nigeria. For that, you'll need to use other services like Wise, formerly TransferWise, Remitly, or WorldRemit. Another question I often see is, will I be charged for using my Monzo card in Nigeria? As mentioned earlier, Monzo itself generally doesn't charge for card transactions abroad, but you might encounter fees from ATMs or individual merchants. It's always a good idea to check Monzo's fee policy before you travel. So, if you're planning a trip to Nigeria, Here's my advice. Get some Nigerian naira before you arrive, or withdraw cash from an ATM at the airport. Inform Monzo about your travel plans so they don't block your card for suspicious activity. Use your Monzo card sparingly, primarily for larger purchases or emergencies. And most importantly, be prepared to use cash. Nigeria is an amazing country with so much to offer, from its rich culture and delicious food to its vibrant cities and friendly people. Don't let payment issues get in the way of your experience. By being prepared and understanding the local financial landscape, you can have a fantastic trip. So, to summarize, Monzo can work in Nigeria, but it's not a practical primary payment method due to the widespread use of cash and the limitations of card acceptance. Treat it as a backup and always have naira on hand. With that said, thanks for watching and until next time.